is Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. So we're back to review this IDK project.
Yes,
You see for yourself.
Yeah. When you saw that, what did you think we was about to get?
Listen, when I saw that and then I saw the album art, I got nervous. I'm not gonna lie. He's in there without a shirt. He's doing a look away. He's got pearls around his neck. He has an eye piercing on his face.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. All right. Now, when I got into the music, because at first I asked you beforehand, like we talked about, like, yo, what is he talking about on here? And you was like, it's not what you think. I was like, okay, cool. I'm excited now. IDK. We reviewed his last project, and we loved it. We loved it and because of the storytelling, and because he definitely kept piggybacking on the story and kept going into it. And by God, he did not let down on this one either. And like it literally, like, he's on here snapping. And I think the best equation I would give to it is he literally is talking about things that you possibly everyone is talking about at the beginning of the album, and then he just hits you with a haymaker, and you're like, oh my God, what is he? He's giving it all up. He's giving it all up here on this album, and I love that the way that he did the structure of the songs. It like kept me on the edge of my seat to where I literally was listening to everything he said, and then he would end the song on a cliffhanger. What it would make me do is go back and listen to the song again and see if I missed something, and then be anticipating the next song.
He would drop the bars off right at
the
end. It would be like the peak of your interest.
Absolutely.
Like, man, and then he just dropped the bar.
And then dropped it. So it made me go back and listen to the song I just listened to, and then look forward to the song I did, the song that was next. But I'm gonna start with the features. And you already know, Kev, I love when an album does not tell you who's on the album. I love when an album does that, to where it just haymakers me out the blue, and I'm just like, I did not expect to hear that. And I know some people I'm gonna forget, and I didn't know they were here, but like Jay Elect, came through, and I was like, oh my goodness. They found him. Yeah, they got him away from the Rothschild, and he dropped a verse.
Listen,
and killed it.
Been rapping.
He been killing it. He killed. Offset snapped.
Yeah,
Offset went nuts on that. Young Thug.
Yeah,
snapped.
Yeah,
Slick Rick.
Yeah,
Slick Rick.
Yeah,
my man IDK pulled Slick Rick out the tuck, and then DMX. Yeah. Listen, at the end,
the prayer was beautiful.
The prayer was beautiful, and in the end, when Mama's gonna sing you a Rockin' Bird, I may or may not have dropped the Thug dub on that. I mean, because that was just so dope when they just came through and they just kept doing it. I didn't know IDK could sing like that.
Yeah, man, that caught me off guard. So I'm like, okay, I didn't flexing the vocals.
He was definitely flexing the vocals. I know he can rap. On his last project, we loved. He was snapping, but that was the part that got me. Was like he was really singing, and I'm like, he sounds good. Yeah. And in the song, he was giving it up, Kev. Yeah. He literally was giving it up, man. And like I appreciate that in music, and that's one thing as reviewers, we both appreciate that. With an artist can just get personable to we left like, yo, I'm gonna go look more into this guy. Yeah. I'm gonna go look more into what's going on with him. To the point I might go look up his stepdad and see who he was.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see who this guy is who dropped the ball. Yeah. But not so much off the ball. It was his story. Mm-hmm. I like the way, like I said, just ended with a cliffhanger, which made you go back and listen to the songs. Puerto Rico. All right, I'm gonna do just one song. I always talk about this one song that I did love. Puerto Rico had me ready to go out and get a rayon shirt and not have no buffer tee on. And just go right around with the windows open. Okay, that was just a smooth song. Yeah. But that's not to not talk about the rest of the album. It was a great project. Yeah. What'd you think though, bro?
Oh man, okay. I'm gonna give you the one fact that really blew my mind about this album, bro.
Okay.
What's it? Prada Da Bang. Okay. That's the one with Young Thug.
Yeah.
JaVale McGee is actually listed as the producer.
Stop.
I promise you this.
What?
JaVale McGee.
That's why I got on the USA team then.
It might be. I was like, what? JaVale McGee?
Really?
Like, yeah, JaVale McGee is listed as the producer for that track.
Oh, wow.
Which is fire. I was like, wow.
Okay.
Hey, JaVale, like, listen, man.
Shout out to you, man.
You been listening. You might be doing the wrong thing.
Shout out to IDK for giving him a chance. Because I just saw JaVale McGee and said, the guy who bought Chipotle?
But gave him a hit.
Yeah.
Gave him a hit, though. But all right. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the album. So, I think I brought IDK to the table.
You did.
And I always tell this story. Like, I found IDK just scrolling through Instagram, saw the album cover for Empty Bank, had never heard a word that this kid had ever spit. Mm-hmm. And I just saw the album cover on the Explore page. I was like, that's an interesting album cover. I'm going to check this out when it comes out in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I went Apple Music, saved it or whatever, listened to it. I was like, wow, this kid, he got it. Like, he got something special or whatever. And then from there, like, he's just continued to kind of blow my mind. It's like we go from Empty Bank to I Was Very Bad to Is He Real and to You See For Yourself. Mm-hmm. And the thing that I've liked the most about all of his albums, because I mean he's put out what I would consider mixtape or those compilation albums where it's just IDK and friends. They've been cool, but I don't think that that's indicative of who he is or when he's at his best as an artist.
Right.
His albums and the stories that he tells or the themes that he'll cover throughout these albums, I think that's when IDK is at his best.
Mm-hmm.
So this album, listening through it or whatever, at first I'm like, okay, I think he's kind of addressing an issue that he was having with his mom through this album or whatever, not feeling like he got enough love in the house or whatever, and how that impacted him. And that was a part of it. But as I continued to listen through it, I realized like, oh no, this album is about his problem in relationships with women. And what I'm saying, how his upbringing impacted his relationships currently with women and how, he may be having trouble actually appreciating them or, you know what I mean? Like kind of getting into a space to be vulnerable and build something and have real relationships or whatever. I'm like, yo, that's genius, because when I listen to it, the way that rap music is set up right now, like, man, this is what a lot of rap sounds like. And I imagine this is what a lot of young men are going through. So for him to actually be able to put this contextually and self-reflect that, hey, listen, this is my struggle, this is my plight, but he's still rapping it and making it sound cool. Like it sounds like I don't want to say it sounds like all the other music that we hear out there, but the topics or the way that he approaches them.
That's exactly. The topics.
It's similar to what you hear in rap music.
It pulls you in.
It's that aggression. You know what I mean? That whole thing. And, he tossing him to the side. He don't care or whatever. But then to self-reflect and be like, what, that's not right. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually dealing with a trauma and handling things that way. And it's a trauma that I experienced as a child growing up. And I've always thought that was what IDK was absolutely at his best. And he delivered once again. Beyond the actual concept of the album, what I really love was that, man, it sounds like it's some money behind that boy now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The bag is different because you can literally play this top to bottom, and it's like the way the album all just blends together and sounds completely different. But the way the transitions go from one track to another, seamless. Like there's no reason to skip anything here, because it's meant to be experienced as a full body of work. And when you listen to it that way, you get a great experience. The rapping is going to be A1. The features came through and killed it. And it's such a unique blend of artists on here that you wouldn't expect.
Was that Meg? Who's the female?
No, that's Rico Nasty, who I love.
Okay,
I love Rico Nasty.
Good.
And that track produced by Neptune. Neptune's been busy. I like it. For real, Chad, Hugo, everybody keep going, man. Keep it all going.
Right.
So it's like the blend, the bag is there, and he's taking his talents to the next level. And he's doing what he's been doing, but it's like, yo, you just see the progression, and it's getting better and better. And I hope the world is taking notice, because it's like, yo, you might be missing out on something very special right now.
I'm gonna tell you, man, I wrote this down on my notes too. When it's all said and done, like let's look at his discography and the albums that we've just reviewed. Right? These are two very, very good albums that he's given us. Like his discography is gonna be looking like, yo, this kid's got something here, man.
I just pray that people aren't sleeping, because it's like, yo, this, and the thing that I noticed with this album is like, yo, these songs are bangers. It's not like, oh, you know what I'm saying, it's so intricate that, it won't get radio played. Like, no, these are songs you can play in the club. They're ready to go. Just because he's telling a story, or, you know what I mean, he's following a theme, or he's getting things off of his chest, he's talking that real. Don't mean that these ain't party songs.
No. Like, these are definitely party songs.
It's ready to rock.
And I think, that's one of those things where I think when you listen to the song, it is talking about, like you said, the topic is something of which that everyone could potentially be talking about a topic, but then when you start listening to it, like, oh no, he's hurt. Or no, this isn't working out because of him. And that's self-reflection. And I think that's super dope.
And I love that in the music. That introspection, I love in my music. It's like, yo, I want an artist to give me their personal experience, because it's like, yo, they're just people like us. Like, everybody goes through things. So if you can actually put that in the music and make it sound good, that's like, man, you won. You win.
Yeah, you got a winner there, man. Tyler's got some competition for album of the year, in my opinion, with this one, man.
They up there.
I give it a 95.
Man, I was at a 93.
Okay.
They up there. So listen, IDK, if you happen to see this, one, I would love to purchase one of those wood grain Game Boy colors that you got out there. And two, ain't no sixes over here, dog. We appreciate you, man.
No doubt. Well, yo, I am Adir.
This kid.
And yo, we are Games Music Life, man. Drink more water, people.
Peace.